This is 6 minutes a day keeps you a good sense of English EP5. Today's topic, the end of the Titans. Today's speaker, Jessica, has an American accent. Michael has an American accent.
Hey Jess, did you watch the final episode of Attack on Titan last night? That was an epic conclusion to the series.
I sure did. My mind is still reeling from everything that happened. I can't believe after 11 years, the story has come to an end. It feels like just yesterday I started watching the first season.
I know what you mean. It's crazy how invested I've become in this show over the past decade. I've watched Eren and the characters grow up and go through so much. It was really emotional seeing it all wrap up.
Absolutely. The final episode definitely packed an emotional punch. I teared up a few times watching it, especially at the end when we saw what happened to Mikasa, Armin, Levi, and the others after Eren's death. They each got a fitting conclusion to their story.
That montage of scenes showing them living out the rest of their lives was so well done. Seeing Mikasa stay by Eren's grave for all those years before finally moving on and passing away herself, it was sad but beautiful at the same time.
And let's not forget Armin living up to his dreams, becoming an ambassador for peace and helping relations between Paradis and the rest of the world. That was nice to see after all the fighting.
For sure. It gave me hope that even though hatred and conflict seem endless, peace is still possible if people like Armin dedicate themselves to the cause. I'm glad he got to see the tree from outside the walls that he always wanted to.
Me too. And speaking of seeing the world, I'm happy Captain Levi was able to fulfill his promise to Erwin and see what was in the basement with his own eyes. He looked so at peace during that last scene.
Yeah, Levi had such an amazing character arc, going from the cold lone wolf to finding a new purpose protecting Eren and finally being free after killing Zeke. And I totally teared up when he placed the flowers on the graves of Erwin, Hang and the scouts.
Oh my gosh, yes, that scene wrecked me. It was a beautiful way to honor all the fallen soldiers who dedicated their hearts and sacrificed their lives. The whole finale was just so nostalgic and full of callbacks to earlier seasons.
Definitely. For me, I think the highlight was when Eren spoke to Armin in the Path's realm and apologized for the rumbling. Seeing their friendship come full circle was very cathartic after everything Eren did.
That conversation was amazing. The young Eren admitting he didn't want Mikasa to move on from him was so humanizing too. At the end of the day, he was just a flawed kid who gained too much power.
Right. As much destruction as he caused, he was motivated by trying to protect Paradis. He just went about it in the worst way possible.
Yeah, it doesn't justify genocide by any means. But you can understand why he felt he had no choice after all the suffering he went through.
For sure. His story is tragic in that sense. What did you think about the extra pages Isayama added showing the bombing of Paradis? It seemed to imply the cycle of hatred never truly ends.
I found them really sad, to be honest. After everything Eren sacrificed, peace only lasted a few decades before conflict started again. It shows how humanity's destructive nature persists even without Titans.
That's a good point. It's a depressing but realistic take on human nature. Paradis getting bombed mirrors the attack on Liberio, just more pointless violence.
Yeah, it's disheartening. But thematically, I think it shows the cost of what Eren did. There's some karma in Paradis ultimately suffering the same fate as the rest of the world at Eren's hands.
That's a great analysis. It really shows the nuance of the situation. As satisfying as Eren's rumbling was for Paradis, it clearly planted the seeds for their eventual destruction too. Everything in AOD has a cost.
Well said. The story really embodies the idea that hate only breeds more hate in the end. No matter how much power you have, even someone like Eren can't escape that tragic cycle.
Right, that cycle seems inevitable, as much as we wish otherwise. At its core, AOT is a cautionary tale about human conflict and extremism.
Definitely. The amazing world building and action aside, those deeper themes about human nature are what make Attack on Titan so impactful.
I completely agree. It's incredible that a show about giants eating people has such nuanced commentary on the human condition. That's thanks to Isayama's brilliant writing.
Absolutely. He really crafted such a complex, moving story. It's rare for a series to maintain such high-quality writing and animation for over a decade. AOT is really one of a kind.
It truly is a one-of-a-kind anime. Hard to imagine another show capturing my imagination and emotions in quite the same way. I'll definitely be rewatching it and finding new details I missed.
Me too. It's really been such an amazing journey following this story and these characters since 2013. I'll miss looking forward to new episodes and seasons.
Same here, it's bittersweet reaching the end. But I'm so glad Isayama could finish the story properly. And that final scene with Kid Eren saying, "You are free," was the perfect send-off.
Oh my gosh, yes, such an impactful final scene. Really drove home that concept of freedom one last time. A perfect thematic wrap up to the entire epic story. I'll remember it for years to come.
Well said, it really was the ideal final moment. This has been a great chat reminiscing about the finale and the series as a whole. AOD and these characters will always have a special place in my heart.
Mine too. This was fun reminiscing together. We'll have to keep discussing our favorite moments and analyzing the ending. I can't wait to see what Isayama's next project will be.
Me too, his talent is immense. I'm sure whatever he does next will be amazing as well. But nothing will ever quite top Attack on Titan. It was just such an impactful, generation-defining story. I'm grateful we got to experience it.
Well said, I completely agree. Attack on Titan is truly a modern anime classic and a one-of-a-kind story that I'll always cherish. I can't wait to see what Isayama does next. This was an epic journey I'll never forget.
Today's vocabulary, repeat after me. Episode. Attack on Titan, Attack on Titan. Epic. Conclusion. Reeling. Invested. Teared up. Conclusion. Montage. Grave. Ambassador. Fulfill his promise. Scouts. Wrecked. Nostalgic. Realm. Apologize. Rumbling. Cathartic. Humanizing. Justify. Genocide. Inevitable. Conflict. Extremism. Impactful. Incredible. Nuanced. Commentary. Bittersweet. Send off. Reminiscing. Analyzing. Immense. Cherish. Thanks for your watching. Have a good day. If you don't want to miss the next video, remember to subscribe and turn on the bell. The vocabulary in today's video are blocked in the description. You are welcome to download and review. Keep practicing and you will get the results you deserve.